Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, Umar Builds. I am Umar, a 21-year-old web designer and developer. This video is going to serve both as a trailer for what kind of content is to come to this channel, plus a motivational and/or an inspirational video for you to set you up on a path of success in 2026. Now, to tell you beforehand, I'm not claiming to be an expert on success or productivity for that matter. I have just boiled down a few key insights, learnings, and ideas from the most successful people in the world that I see and follow every day to one core idea, one single action item that we all can collectively do in order to be successful in 2026. So let's get right into it. I'm going to divide this video into three parts. The first part is going to define what it is exactly that you need to do in order to be successful in 2026. The second part is going to tell you why this is the only thing you need to do and focus on in 2026 to be on a path of success. The third part is going to tell you how exactly you need to implement this thing in order to be successful in 2026. So, the first part, defining what it is that you need to do in order to be successful in 2026, be useful. That's all it is. It all comes down to just one word, usefulness. Be useful for other people. Now, it might seem obvious, the whole notion, this whole idea might seem obvious, but it goes much deeper than that. People fail to realize that the only way that you can make value in this world is by being useful. Being useful means to be useful to people around you or in your line of work, to serve people around you or people in your line of work. Being useful means to add value to the lives of people you are serving and to really get them from point A to point B easily. Point A being where they are right now, and they might not be happy where they are, to point B where they want to be. Now, it's kind of a win-win because you want to be successful, right? And if you want to be successful, you also want to get from a point where you don't want to be to a point where you want to be. And the way you broadly defining the way you do that is by helping other people do the same. Might seem counterintuitive, but once we get deeper into how it works, you'll understand. I want to define just two aspects in which people view success. You might be looking for monetary success, right? Money, the driving force of the world. That's one aspect of success. Capitalism drives success that way. The other definition of success for people who don't only care about money is just internal gratification or your internal fulfillment, your moral fulfillment, right? So I'm just going to take these two definitions and I'm going to form the idea of being useful around these two definitions. Because being useful to other people serves both these aspects of success. And it's not that these two aspects are independent of one another. No, they're not. They are both byproducts of being useful to other people. Now, this is the definition basically of being useful that I just wanted to share with you. That's the first part. Done. Being useful means to serve people in a way that adds value to their lives to get them from point A to point B. And this will bring you both monetary success and internal fulfillment and gratification once you actually help someone get from point A to point B or fix some issue in their lives. To get much more deeper into both these aspects and also to build upon this idea, we need to jump straight to part B, the second part of why this is the only thing that you need to do in 2026 to be successful. Now, a bit of backstory about myself. As I told you in the start of the video that I'm working as a web designer and developer. I started on this path during COVID when I was 15 years old and schools were closed, obviously, and I was bored at home. And I took it on my own, like I took it upon myself to basically self learn, to learn things that aren't taught in school that much, but is stuff that I would like to learn on my own and really be knowledgeable in different aspects of life and in education in a general sense. So one of those things that I took up then was programming, particularly JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. So, you know, the basic languages that you need for web design. Now, I didn't know that at that time that learning these languages would lead to such a career path or something that I would do in the future. It was only after I had completed the course from Khan Academy and a bunch of other places that I realized that okay, this has a real world application. But yeah, fast forwarding to that point where I discovered that this could be a way to earn money, right? Um, at that time, the notion, and which most of you right now might also have this notion, was to put in the work, right? Get stuff done, like make a website and for someone and just get the money from them, right? This idea of building or learning, building, executing, getting the money, right? That's in most people's heads. That's their idea of having the monetary success, right? There's a key idea missing there, and that is the intention and the will to be useful. I just defined it: learn, build, execute, earn, right? Now, this might be very specific to what I was doing and might be very specific to knowledge workers or people whose work is online or something or have to do with tech or whatever. But broadly speaking, it applies to everyone who is in any line of work. The way it should start as you learn something, right? Then you should build the will to, or you should build the intention to to be useful first. You should understand that who you are building for or who you are working for, what do they need? What exactly do they need? And then you do you apply your learnings, your skills to, again, getting that person from point A to point B, whoever you're serving, whoever you get into work with. Taking a mere website as an example, if I see a project, right, that someone needs a website, right, uh, I would read their brief, their description, and the thing that would run through my head while reading their brief at that time would be, okay, they need this feature on on their homepage, they need this thing on their about page, they need their contact form like this, blah 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 blah, etc. Okay, I have the skills. I spent a few months learning those skills, and I can execute these features. in their website and deliver it to them, get the money, right? What I missed at that point was basically learning why they would need that specific feature on that specific page. How would it help their business, their lives? How would it make them live a better life? Because the more, or if I started on this path, the more I would learn about their needs and what they need, the more I try to be useful, the more I ask them that why exactly do they need what they need, the more I would be able to earn and the better the results, right? Now, why more earnings and why better results? Because look, if you learn more about someone's business or their lives, you ask questions and you get closer to them. You build the trust, firstly. And as you learn more about their business, their lives, you learn more about the ins and outs, you will be able to form your service, your work around their needs better, right? And that would obviously lead to better results. And better results, by better results, I mean more profit for whoever I'm working for, whoever I would be designing the website for, whatever, right? And as that happens, they would trust me more. They would trust you more, whoever you're working with. And as the trust builds, so does the connection. Success isn't just a quick path, right? There are no shortcuts. I know it's cliche, but there really are no shortcuts. The reason why this is the only thing you need to do, be useful to be successful in 2026, is because people miss the point. People don't start with the intention, with the will of being useful to other people in order to be successful. People start with the intention of earning money, of getting the money, of just getting stuff done and just, getting quick money. Or even if you do understand that there are no shortcuts to success, be it monetary or internal gratification or internal happiness, internal fulfillment, you still might be on the constant grind of just having money or the end result in your head. And being useful might not have any room inside your head. Now, taking a few examples from the real world, you see, Jeff Bezos spent 7 years building Amazon when he could have just given up right in the middle. But he was trying to be useful to other people, to just sell books, to share knowledge, right? Whatever Elon Musk earned from the sale of PayPal, he put it all into SpaceX and then Tesla and whatever. If they only cared about money, Jeff Bezos would just be doing his day job or seeing other businesses, and Elon Musk uh, could just live off of his fortune that he earned from PayPal, and could have just rested on an island right now. But you see how the most successful people in the world were driven by usefulness, by being useful to other people. Another reason why being useful is the only thing, the most important thing for being successful is because a human is a social animal. Humans need humans to survive. Humans collectively are a team, like it or not. Even in conflict, a human gives meaning to another human because without conflict, peace has no meaning, right? So, the stronger the connections between humans, the further society progresses. The most successful people are able to unite teams and people under one philosophy, under under one umbrella, and they are able to drive the society forward just by the sheer will, the sheer intention of being useful to one another. The more you are willing to be useful, the more you are willing to put yourself out there to serve other people in your line of work or in your area, whatever, the more successful you will be. Now, as you build trust, as you build empathy, uh, as you build sympathy, the connection goes stronger, and the better you know people, right? The better you know people, the better you know the better you know their goals, the better you know their aims, their ambitions, their nature, and the better you can help them out. Better you can help them out, the better results you will get, and that will lead you to success, be it monetary or some internal fulfillment. Now let's get to the part that you're here for. Third part, where we will discuss how to do it, right? In 2026, where do you start? Where exactly do you even start being useful in order to be successful, right? In this era, to be useful, all you gotta do is talk to people in your interest of work. Pick out anything that you can do right now. The easiest things that you can start with, I mean, almost everyone, if you are watching this video, you do have a smart device, be it a smartphone, a laptop, whatever, and you do have an internet connection, right? You can go on social media, whatever platforms you want, and see what people are doing today. See what successful people are doing today in the age of AI, in this era. See what line of work they're in. And even if the line of work is too broad for you to navigate in, just choose something. Choose just something. Anything that you see is anything that you see that has traction, that has views, that has followers, that has just a community of people around. Anything that you see, choose that lane. Choose whatever it is. Be it vlogging, be it web design, be it programming, be it uh, woodwork, whatever it is. Choose one lane. The next step is more important. The next step is to talk to people in that area. Talk to people. This is the thing that you have to do in order to be useful, in order to be successful. You have to put yourself out there. You have to talk to other people in that line of work and find out what makes them useful and how you can do the same. Okay? So, again, uh, people that you talk to have to be the people who are already successful in that area. Okay? Or successful by your definition. And if you can get in touch with them, you ask them, what is it exactly that you are doing that is useful, that has put you in that place of success. And if you cannot get in touch with those successful people, you talk to other people in that community who are followers of the successful people. You ask them, what value are you getting from this successful creator? What value are you getting from this successful person that you follow them? What are you getting? And you talk with them, you build trust with them, you see what gaps those successful people fill in their lives, and you try to replicate it. You try to replicate it in your own way, with your with your with your with your taste, with your drive. And obviously it has to be driven by passion, and that just goes back to when you would be choosing a field, right? When you would be choosing a line of work, whatever it is. And if you already have a line of work in mind, and if you already are on a path of anything, that's great. You already passed the first hurdle, first obstacle, whatever it is. Now, the only thing that you gotta do is to talk to people. You can talk to them in person if you get, if you can, get in touch with them. You can DM them, email them, whatever it might be, call them, and even engage in public forums, even engage in replies on X or Instagram, whatever platform, YouTube, whatever platform it is. Sooner or later, you will identify the value you need to provide. You will identify the things that people do require in that line of work, in that niche, in that field, that people would pay for and people would care about, right? Because once you talk to these people, once you find out, once you research, because research is another part of talking or in that realm, once you have a few ideas, a few action items, you will have a direction in your head uh, as to where to go to, as to what the next steps should be, right? And all those next steps, all those action items should lead to free value in the start. By free value, I mean, like, for example, whatever you found out about that line of work, whatever value or whatever things you identified from that, from the conversations that you might have had with people or the research that you might have done, you you could educate other people in that community. You could start posting or start sharing ideas in person or on social media with the other person for completely for free. Ideas, or if it's craft, if it's some craft, you could make stuff, you could build stuff, and just give people to test out, to make their lives better. Anything that it might be. Start posting stuff about whatever you find, whatever your research is, and that is your free value. That is a free value you start giving out. Because once you start giving out this free value, you build a community. You become part of, or you become part of the community. Once you become part of the community, once you are in that phase or in that area, you are constantly building trust. You are constantly building a name already, even if you don't even have a dollar to your name from that line of work, whatever it might be. Once you provide free value, you will start compounding to the point where people will trust you and where people will recognize you as a trustable person in that line of work. And then there are ways to monetize your work. And you would already be getting that internal fulfillment, internal gratification, whatever it might be, once you do set yourself on a path to provide free value, um, be- because people would respond. Even if you are sharing stuff into a void, there will come a point where people will respond. Trust me, it's not always empty. People will respond, and that will give you the dopamine, that will give you internal fulfillment, that you are helping people out. And once you have compounded enough free value, that will be a point where you can monetize your work. Then you can uh, charge people for whatever service you may provide, because by then you would have enough proof of work, enough proof of research, enough proof of information that you are capable enough to do something for people, and that would obviously cost them some money, and that would become earnings for you. An important thing to note here in every step of being useful, if you feel like you're doing all for nothing, and if you feel that you're not getting any results, ignore that thought. Just completely ignore it. Because Even if you feel like nothing is happening, or you're not getting enough information, or that you're not getting any work, or that you're not even able to make free value, if you're not, talk to more people, engage more, research more. If you get disheartened in any of these four areas, ignore the feeling. Completely ignore the feeling, because I'm about to tell you something really important. Action produces information, and information produces signal. It always goes this way. It always does. Sooner or later, it does go that way. You might be stuck at action, or you might feel that you're stuck at action, that you are researching, that you are talking to people, that you are putting yourself out there, uh, you are providing free value, but nothing is happening. But in this place where you are right now, where you are doing work, where you are acting, where you are producing action, you are constantly getting information. Information is mostly failure. What's working, what's not working, where to pivot, where to look, where to see, where to research, who to talk to, who not to talk to, what kind of social platforms to be on, what kind of seminars to attend, what kind of people to talk to, what kind of phone calls to make, what kind of text messages to send to what kind of people. You will know. You will know. And in this journey, you will eliminate what's not working and you will stick to what's working. Even if stuff feels like it's not working, it is working. Trust me, because you are constantly producing information, you constantly have enough knowledge at that particular point to move forward, and giving up won't make sense there. Because there will come a point where that information will turn into signal, and that point might be while you're providing free value, while you're talking to people, while whatever you're doing, but signal for success will come about. Because consistency is nothing happens and then everything happens. That's what consistency is, and you need to be on this path of action, information, signal. That's it. That's all the three parts covered for the most important thing that you need to do in 2026 to be successful. If you learn anything of value from this video, kindly like the video, and please consider subscribing, because I'm going to be uploading videos around my journey being useful to people by building cool stuff, starting out with building iOS apps with AI. I have another channel called Umar on Framer, where I upload videos and tutorials around Framer, the web design tool that I use. I'm going to leave the links for both the YouTube channel and the tool, Framer, in the description below for you to check out and see if you want to be useful to people by building cool websites for them by using this tool. In my opinion, 2026 Framer is the best way that you can design and develop websites without writing a line of code. So consider checking the channel and the tool out as well. If you'd like to share any thoughts or ideas, drop them in the comments, write about them. And also, you can get in touch with me on X at _Mirza, the link for which I will share in the description as well. That's it for this video, and I will see you in the next.